श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्।
श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we have been going through Vande GurorMandalam, a series of lectures on Adi Shankara Bhagavad Stotras for the last more than 3 weeks. We are now in Ambashtakam, shloka number 6.
Perivasharnam. न्यङ्काकरे वपुषि कङ्कादिरक्तपुषि कङ्कादिपक्षि विषये त्वं कामनामयसि किं कारणं हृदयपङ्कारिमेहि गिरिजाम् शङ्काशिलानिशितटङ्कायमानपदसङ्काशमानसुमनो झङ्कारी भृङ्गततिमङ्कानपेत शशिसङ्काशिवक्त्रकमलाम्.
He is now addressing the heart, Hridaya. He says, "O heart, why are you having so much attachment to this body full of dirt? Nyanka kare vapushi, nyanka akare, nyanka or worms. The body which is an abode of worms, vapushi body, in the body. Kanka dhirakta pushi, kanka is eagle. This body has been nourished, pushi, poshana, has been nourished with the blood and flesh of animals like eagle. Kanka dipakshi vishaye. This body is going to be the food for birds like eagle. When the life breath leaves this body, eagles and other birds will have the best of their time eating off this body. Tvam kamana mayasi kim karanam hridaya pankarimehi girijam. Hridaya, O heart, tvam kamana mayasi. Why you are directing so much of desire to this body? Kim karanam, what is the reason? You are attaching so much desire to this body, which is full of worms, which is the abode of worms, which has been nourished with the blood and flesh of birds like eagle, and which is going to be the food for birds like eagle at the time of death. Why you are putting so much attachment to this body? What is the reason? Pankari mehi girijam. Girijam pankarim yehi. Parvati Devi, who is Pankari, who is the enemy of slush. Panka means slush. What is slush here? Slush means slush of sins. Pankaja is called Pankaja because it is born in Panka. Panka is slush. Lotus is born in slush. So this slush is sin. So Girija is the enemy of sins. Where Girija is there, the sins will take to their heels. So direct your mind to Girija and all your sins will go away and your false attachment to this body will also die. Pankarim yehi. Yehi means go, reach. Reach Girija, who is the enemy of slush, sins. Shanka Shila Nishita Tanka Yamana Pada. Now the description is about Girija's feet. Girija's feet are Tanka Yamana. They are like Tanka. Tanka means hammer. We have seen before. We even saw the Sapta Vitanka Kshetra Mahima during our Shivananda Lahari. So, their Tanka meant parashu, their Tanka meant axe which Shiva was holding in his hand. But here Tanka means the normal meaning, which is chisel, not hammer, chisel. So, a sculptor uses the chisel for sculpting his form. Similarly, this Devi feet have become the chisel, Sankayamana, have become the chisel for Nishita, for breaking Shanka Shila, the rocks of fear. Shila is rocks, Shanka is fear. Devi's feet are verily the chisel for breaking the rocks of fear. Once you have taken refuge in Devi's feet, no more fears are there, no more attachment to the body is there, and you will advance spiritually. Sankayamana pada sankashamana sumano. Now, pada sankashamana sumana. In the feet are flowers, and the feet are glowing, shining with those flowers. Flowers have been offered at the feet. Sankashamana means it is shining. Kashi is known as Kashi because Kashi means the shining place, the radiant place. Kashi is the only place on earth which has been given that name because Kashi has got a special distinction. Now, our Pariva spent more than 3 months of Chaturmasya in Kashi, and now we are celebrating Kashi, Tamil Sangamam, etc. Kashi has become a very prominent place, celebrated place nowadays. Now, Kashi has got a very special place in our literature, Sanskrit literature, because that is the only radiant place, and Vishwanatha there is known as Avimukteshwara. Avimukta means he never leaves that place. He never leaves that place. In fact, I think I mentioned this story in while talking about Ganapati, how one king Devodasa tried to keep him out of Kashi's bounds, and finally Vishwanatha returned. Now this Kashi, what is so special about Kashi? Kashi is the only place which Shiva, at the time of Pralaya, holds up on his trident. Doesn't get involved in the deluge. It doesn't get immersed in the deluge. The deluge, the great Pralaya, does not affect Kashi. That is Kashi. Now, Sankashamana means shining radiantly. The feet are shining radiantly because of the flowers. Somano, Jhanka, Ribhrangatatim. Not only that, on the flowers, there is a there is a line of bees. Naturally, when there is a flower, there will be bees, isn't it? Those bees are making humming sound. Jankari, Bringa. It's typed wrongly. Bringa, it is typed as Bringa. I thought Bringa is a familiar term. Bringa is the bee. Bringa Tatim. The row of bees, the heap of bees, the group of bees making this kind of sound, humming sound, there on the flowers, and these flowers are decorating, making the feet radiant, and those feet are themselves the chisel, etc., etc. We have seen. Jhanka Ribhringatatim Anka Anapeta Shashi Sanka Shivatra Kamalam. Anka Anapeta Shashi. Shashi is Chandra. Anapeta means something which has not left, something which is still there. What is it still there? Anka. The mark is there. Mark is still there on Shashi. Shashi, which still has mark. What is the mark? There is a mark which looks like a rabbit, isn't it? Rabbit or deer. On the, which is called the Kalanka, a dosha in the face of Chandra. When we see that, you find an animal like dark spot. So that mark is there. Now, similar to the Chandra with that mark, Sanka, she like that radiantly shining, Vaktra Kamalam, the lotus face of Devi. Lotus face of Devi is shining radiantly like Chandra with that mark. Why not Chandra without mark? Because normally in Subramanya Bhujangam, if you see, when he is talking about the six faces, same Acharya says, I want to find a parallel to these six faces. I thought of quoting Chandra as a parallel. First of all, six Chandras at a time don't rise. You'll find only one Chandra at a time. Now, number one problem. Number two problem, Chandra has got this blemish. Now, there is no blemish on Subramanian's face. So, I cannot cite Chandra as a parallel. This is one of the shlokas in Subramanya Bhajana. The same way, he could have said here, Shashi without Kalanka, radiantly shining like Shashi without Kalanka. He didn't say that. He specifically mentioned Anapayata. The Kalanka has not left. He is emphasizing that. Apayata means left. Anapayata not left. Why he is saying that? He is saying because here the Kalanka had beauty to Devi's face. Because the mark, it's not a Kalanka. Kalanka is for Chandra. For Devi's face, it's not a Kalanka, it is a mark. That mark is the tilaka on her forehead. Also, the poets consider the tresses, the radiant tresses, black tresses on the head of Devi as also a mark. Because face means complete. No, face is not without the hair on the head. So, with the hair on the head, which is a mark, the face is like a lotus, shining like a lotus. So, he is addressing the heart and saying, "Oh heart, why you are having so much attachment to this body, which is the abode of worms, which has been nourished on the blood and flesh of birds like eagle, which will become the food for birds like eagle at the time of death. Go and reach Girija, who is Pankari, who is the enemy of flesh of sin." Now, Girija is the daughter of Himavan, Parvati Devi. Now, her feet are being described as chisel for breaking the rocks of fear, for breaking the rocks of fear. And those feet are radiant, shining with flowers offered at the feet, and there are groups of bees making humming sound, and the lotus face of Devi is shining like Chandra with a mark, the mark being the forehead or the tresses on the head. न्यङ्काकरेव पुषिकङ्कादिरक्तपुषिकङ्कादिपक्षिविषये त्वं कामनामयसि किं कारणं हृदयपङ्कारिमे हि गिरिजाम् शङ्काशिलानिशितटङ्कायमानपदसङ्काशमानसुमनो झङ्कारि भृङ्गततिमङ्कानपेतसखि सङ्काशि वक्त्रकमलाम्.
कुम्भावती समविडम्बा गलेन नवतुम्बा भवीण सविधा शम्बाहुलेय शशिबिम्बाभिराममुखसम्बाधितस्तनभरा अम्बाकुरङ्गमदजम्बालरोचिरिहलम्बालकादिशतु मे बिम्बाधरा विनतशम्बायुधादिनिकुरुम्बा कदम्ब विपिने.
You pronounced it as Nikurumba. It's not Nikurumba, Nikuramba. It is correctly, it has been corrected already. So it is Nikuramba, not Nikurumba. Okay. Kumbhavati Sama Vidamba. Vidamba means assuming an acting process. Assuming an acting process. You become an actor. So what is the actor she has become? Kumbhavati Sama. Kumbhavati means huntress, female of hunter. She assumed the acting posture of a huntress, the appearance of a huntress. When did she do that? We have seen the Kirata story last time when Arjuna performed intense tapas towards Parameshwara for getting Pashupatastra. At that time, Shiva appeared as a Kirata, a hunter, and Devi accompanied him as a huntress. This is that reference. So at that time, finally, after fighting with Arjuna, Parameshwara blessed him with Pashupatastra. At the behest of Devi, Devi intervened and said, he is our child, don't trouble him too much, give him Pashupatastra. That is Devi. Kumbhavati samavidamba galena navatumya bhavina savidha. Nava tumbyabha veena savidha galena. Galena, by her throat, she is making beautiful sound like a veena. Veena savidha, like a veena. Like a veena, she is making the sound from her, a humming sound from her throat. And what is that veena? How is that veena? Navatumba bhaveena. Tumba is a vegetable. Sorekkai in Tamil. Gourd. Now this gourd, this vegetable, big one, generally veena is made out of a particular type of gourd. So he says, Navatumba, the new fresh vegetable, that gourd, tumba, abha, which has the shine of that vegetable, of the gourd, that veena, sound made by that veena, similar to that sound she is making with her throat. Galena. Then Shambahule Yasashi Bimba Virama Mukha Sambadhita Stanabhara. Sham we will take later. Bahuleya. Bahuleya is one of the names of Subramanya. It has many meanings, many references. The normally quoted meaning is he is Kartikeya. He is the son of Kartika Devi, 6 Kritika Devis. That's why he is having 6 faces. This is the normal explanation. Because Kritika Nakshatra is known as Bahula. So he is the son of Bahula Devi, so he is Bahuleya. That is one explanation. Another explanation which I prefer is he is everything. He has spread himself, he pervades all over the universe, so he is many faceted, Bahuleya. Now that Subramanya has got a face, Shashi Bimbabihi, plural. He has got 6 faces. They are all like Chandras. Just now we were talking about Subramanya Jamuna, that has come again. The 6 Chandra-like faces of Subramanya, what happened to the faces? Shashi Bimba Abhirama Mukha, Abhirama Mukha. Those faces are very enchanting. Subramania's faces are so enchanting that once you start looking at one face, you cannot look at other faces. So enchanting, you cannot take your eyes off the face of Subramanya. That is Abhirama. Abhirama Mukha, Shashi Bimba Abhirama Mukha. So much enchanting, like Chandra. Chandra is one of the objects which human beings, particularly children, would always like to keep seeing. Shastras quote it frequently as examples of continuous attention, which draw our continuous attention. Chandra is one such object. Elephant is another object. People like to see the elephant, particularly the trunk and the wavy trunk, the way it walks, etc., etc. So this and the ocean. Now, if you sit on the seaside, seashore, you don't want to come off. That, of course, is a common experience with many people who go to the beach. So, because the vast expanse of the ocean with all its tides and waves, it's a beauty. So, similarly, like Shashibimba, like Chandra, his faces are so enchanting. 6 faces he is having. Now, Mukha Sambadhita Stanabhara, the breasts of Devi are crushed together by the 6 faces of Subramanya. That is what he is. Sambadhita means crushed together, affected. Stanabhara, the full bosom. The full bosom, the breasts of Devi are crushed like this by the six faces. Bahule yashashi bimba virama mukha sambadhita stanabhara. What is the inference? The inference is Devi's milk is so important, jnana, milk of jnana, like Tringana Sambandha. We should all be praying to Devi for giving us that milk. Like Tringana Sambandha was fortunate, we should also be fortunate. Subramanya is already fortunate. He is drinking with six faces. Amba Kuranga Mother Jamba Laro Kiriha Lamba Laka Dishatume Amba, the mother Devi, Amba means mother. Kuranga Mother Jamba Laro Kihi. Kuranga mother is Kasturi, the mud of Kasturi, the paste of Kasturi. She has applied on her body, so Rochihi shining radiantly, not only shining, it's also giving fragrance. Rochi actually means shining. We should assume that it includes fragrance here. Here, on this earth, we don't have to go to Devaloka, we don't have to go to Sripuram for having all this darshan. Here, on this earth, she will give us darshan if you have the necessary bhakti. Lamba laka, long tress of hair. Lamba alaka, long tress of hair she is having. Bimba dhara, her lips are like bimba fruit. Always lips are compared to bimba fruit for redness because bimba fruit, kovai param, is red in color. Bimba dhara, this is a common normal comparison which poets always make. Vinata shamba yudha di nikuramba. Nikuramba is the group, a group of devas, including Devendra. Shamba yudha is Devendra. His ayudha is what? Vajrayudha. Shamba is Vajrayudha. Devendra, who is having his weapon as Vajrayudha. Shamba Yudha Adi Nikuramba. Group of devas, including Devendra, Vinata, they are all worshipping at the feet of Devi, Kadamba Vipine. Where they are worshipping, she is moving about in the forest of Kadamba trees. There they come. Wherever she goes, they will come. It's not that Devi has to give her audience only in her Chintamani Griha, then only they will come. No, because wherever Devi goes, she may be going sporting here and there to the Kadamba forest. So there also they will follow her and prostrate before her. So Devi puts up an appearance of a huntress when required. Then she makes the beautiful, very sweet humming sound with her throat, which is like a veena, sound of a veena made with fresh tumba vegetable. Her breasts are crushed together by six faces, very enchanting faces of Subramanya Swami. Those enchanting faces are like moon, full moon. And she has applied on her body Kasturi from the deer. Kasturi, Kuranga is deer, Mada means the paste which you take from the fat which you take from. Mada is actually fat, the deer fat. Kuranga Mada is deer fat, that is Kasturi. Jambale is that it's like a paste you apply. So the paste of the fat of the deer, that is Kasturi, she has applied all over her body. So it gives her radiance as well as fragrance. And she has got long tresses of hair. Her lips are beautiful like bimba fruit, red colored. And there is a group of devas, including Devendra, prostrating at her feet, even when she is moving about in the Kadamba forest, playing and sporting. Kumbhavati samavidamba galena navatumya bhavina savidha. Shamba, I didn't complete. So that Devi, Sham dishatu me, let her give me Sham, let her give me auspiciousness. The prayer is, may she give me auspiciousness. Sham is auspiciousness. Sham karoti iti Shankaraha we saw. Because he grants auspiciousness to everyone, he is Shankara. So similarly, Sham dishatu me. May Devi grant me auspiciousness. Kumbhavati samavidamba galena navatumya bhavina savidha. शम्बाहुले यशशिबिम्बाभिराममुख सम्बाधितस्तनभराम् अम्बाकुरङ्गमदजम्बालरोचिरिहलम्बालकादिशतु मे बिम्बाधरा विनत शम्बायुधादिनिपुरम्बा कदम्ब विपिने
इन्धानकीरमणिबन्धा भवे हृदयबन्धावती वरसिका सन्धावती भुवनसन्धारणेऽप्यमृतसिन्धावुदारनिलया गन्धानुभानमुहुरन्धालिवीतकचबन्धा समर्पयतु मे शन्धामभानुमपि रुन्धानमाशुपद सन्धानमप्यगसुता.
Third line, Gandhanu Bhava, not Bhana. In fact, Sri Lakshmi had asked that question, I didn't have time to answer. Gandhanu Bhava, not Bhana. Now, further description of Devi's beauty. Tindha Nakira Manibandha. Manibandha is the wrist on her hand. On her wrist, she is holding a parrot. Kira is parrot. Indhana means radiant. On her wrist, there is a shining, radiant parrot. Bhave Hridaya Bandhavati Varasika. Bhave Hridaya Bandhau Ativa Rasika. Hridaya Bandhau, in her ties with her heart, ties with whom? Bhave, Parameshwara. She has got very special ties of her heart with Parameshwara. The ties of her heart with Parameshwara are very special. That is why they have come for our notice here. And those ties, Ati Varasika, those bonds, she enjoys very much. Ati Varasika, she enjoys very much the bonds her heart is having with Parameshwara. Bhava is one of the names of Parameshwara. We have seen before. The first name in the Archana, Bhavaya Devaya Namaha, because he is the one who is responsible for the creation. Sandhavati Bhuvana Sandharane Api. Bhuvana Sandharane, in holding up all the worlds, in supporting all the worlds, in nourishing all the worlds, in protecting all the worlds. Bhuvana Sandharane, that too, Bhuvana Dharane is good enough. Bhuvana Sandharane, that too, this protection, this support is done in such a beautiful manner. Nobody can do it like this. So, Bhuvana Sandharane, Sandhavati. Sandhavati means she has taken a vow. Sandhavati means she has taken a vow. She has taken a vow to protect, to support this universe. The Bhavana does not mean only our earth. There are 14 Bhavanas, 7 Bhavanas including our earth above and 7 Bhavanas below including Patala. There are 14, that is only our present universe, isn't it? Only our universe. There are 1,000 crores of Brahmandas like this. All of them come under this description. Bhavana Sandharane Api Sandhavati. She is holding that. Now, this protection of the universe, she is doing with great care. This is coming for special mention in Devi Bhagavatam. There is a very vivid description of Sripuram in the last chapters of Devi Bhagavatam. Very vivid description. Stage by stage. There are 24 stages before you have darshan of Devi. So in the last stage, in the Chintamani Griha, where she is seated on that mancha, Pancha Brahma, that we will see later. Now that seat is that mancha, that area is surrounded by 4 rooms. And each of these 4 rooms, same Devi is appearing in different forms. One, she is appearing in a mantapa called Shringara Mantapa, where her attendants are beautifying her. Another one is called Ekanta Mantapa, where she is seated alone, all alone, nobody is with her. Why? because she is worried. She is worried as to how to protect this universe. This protect is not following dharma. How to protect the people, how to protect this universe. That is her worry. So for Chinta alone, there is a separate mantapa called Ekanta Mantapa. Another, of course, there she calls her ministers and holds discussions. That is the same place. And another mantapa is there called Moksha Mantapa, where she gives mukti to all deserving people. Another is Jnana Mantapa, where she gives jnana. So that is her nature. Sandhavati Bhuvana Sandharanepi Amrita Sindha Udara Nilaya. Amrita Sindhau Udara Nilaya. Udara Nilaya, very glorious, very splendid place, splendid abode. Now that doesn't have to be emphasized because her Sripura is splendid naturally. There is nothing which stands comparison with. Even Vaikuntha, even Kailasa pale in significance before Sripuram. Now, Amrita Sindhau, where is that Udara Nilaya, that splendid abode of Devi located? Amrita Sindhau, in the ocean of Amritam. Gandhanubhava Muhurandhali Vita Kachabandha. Kachabandha, her hair which has been tied on her head. Kacha is the hair. Hair tied on the head, Kachabandha. Andha Ali Vita. It is occupied by, it is populated by a group of bees which have become blind. Andha means blind. Ali means bees. Vita means spread out there. Why they have become blind? Gandhanubhava muhuhu andha. Muhuhu means frequently. Frequently enjoying, anubhava, frequently enjoying the fragrance of the hair and the flowers on the hair. Hair has got a natural fragrance for Devi, unlike human beings. Human beings' hair has to be given artificial fragrance from external sources, like perfume or like flowers, etc. Devi's hair has, this Shastra says this. Devi, of course, many people may be knowing the Nakira story which happened in Madurai as one of the Shivalila. There also same argument has come up, and Nakira was cursed by Shiva for taking the stand that Devi cannot have hair with a natural fragrance. So, her hair has got natural fragrance, plus there are flowers, very fragrant. What kind of flowers? Devaloka flowers, Kalpaka Vriksha flowers, they are all decorating her hair. So, where is the dearth of fragrance? So, the fragrance is so heavy, the scent is so heavy, these bees have become completely, they've lost themselves in the enjoyment, they have closed their eyes. They have become blind means what? They have become oblivious to the surroundings, they have closed their eyes in full enjoyment of the fragrance. Look at the description. Gandha anubhava muhuhu andha livita kachabandha Chandhama bhanumapi rundhanam. Chandhama we will see later. Bhanumapi rundhanam. Rundhana means stopping. She is stopping even Bhanumapi, even Surya. Stopping means what? She is not stopping the gati of Surya. Surya is able to move about in his own track. Point is, she is able to defeat the glow of Surya by her own radiance. Her own radiance is so great that Surya can never stand a comparison. Crores of Suryas cannot stand comparison to the radiance of Devi. So Bhanumapi Rundhanam Padasandhanamapi Agasuta, Agasuta, daughter of Himavan, Parvati Devi, Chandhama Ashu Padasandhanam Samarpayatu Me. So it is spread out in different ways. Let us see one by one. Chandhama, the feet are described as the abode of auspiciousness. Dhama is abode. Vaikuntha is frequently described as Parandhama, the supreme abode of Vishnu. He is also known as Parandhama. Now, Shamdhama, the abode of auspiciousness. Padasandhanam, that is the twin feet. Padasandhanam is the feet together, not one foot, the two feet together. Me samarpayatu, Ashu me samarpayatu. Ashu means quickly. Shiva is known as Ashutosha, isn't it? Very quickly pleased. So similarly, there is a prayer that the 2 feet may please be granted to me. So me samarpayatu, please grant me those 2 feet quickly. That is the prayer. Because those feet are abode of auspiciousness. Finally, after all the description of the form of Devi, you have to concentrate on the feet. That is the funny thing. That is the interesting thing. That is the most interesting thing. The description may be from head to foot, Keshadi Pada. Now, Soundarya also there is a Keshadi Pada Varnana. But here also we have been seeing this Keshadi Pada Varnana. But the concentration should be on the lotus feet because they are the ones who are going to protect us. So we should always surrender at the lotus feet. That is the lesson Adi Shankara is telling us because before closing this Ambashtakam. Our bhakti towards the lotus feet of Devi should be intense. Indha Nakira Manibandha. She is having a beautiful radiant parrot on her wrist in the hand. Her bonds of Hridaya, heart, bonds of heart with Parameshwara, she enjoys very much. And she has taken a vow to protect, to support all the universes. And she has a very splendid abode, Sripuram, in the ocean of Amrita. And her hair is tied nicely on her head and it is populated by a group of bees which have gone blind by constant enjoyment of the intense fragrance of the hair and the flowers decorating the hair. Then Devi's glory, Devi's radiance, brilliance is Surya's brilliance is no match to Devi's brilliance, so she defeats Surya, and that Parvati Devi may please grant me the twin feet which are the abode of auspiciousness. Indhanakira bhave hridaya bandhavati varasika Sandhavati bhuvana sandharane kamrta sindha udara nilaya Gandhanubhava muhurandha libita kachabandha samarpayatu me Sandhama bhanumapi rundhanamashupada sandhanamapyagasuta. Very interesting chandas. This kind of chandas, as I said at the beginning, you never find, you never get this kind of a very rare stotra is this. We have been fortunate to be able to go through all the 8 stanzas of Ambashtakam. Now we move on to Ananda Lahari. Ananda Lahari is another stotra of Adi Shankara, and this title Ananda Lahari has been given to another book of Adi Shankara. There are 2 Ananda Laharis. Now Saundarya Lahari, which we will take up later, has got 2 sections. The first 41 slokas and the second 59 slokas. The first 41 slokas are known as Ananda Lahari and the second 59 slokas are known as Saundarya Lahari, and the 2 together are generally known as Saundarya Lahari. Now this Ananda Lahari is different from that Ananda Lahari, part of Saundarya Lahari. This Ananda Lahari is a very beautiful Ananda Lahari. It is a flood of bliss. It takes us through a flood of bliss which comes in waves. Why always they bring in waves? Because each sloka is a wave, isn't it? If there is a pond of Ananda and you take bath in that pond of Ananda, there is no wave. No doubt you are enjoying the water of Ananda, but here it is not that. This experience is totally different. You are bathing in a river where the wave after wave is coming, and then you are enjoying that experience of the wave of bliss. That is the Ananda Lahari. The same there, Saundarya Lahari. So very beautiful. He is starting with this number one.
भवानि स्तोतुं त्वां प्रभवति चतुर्भिर्नवदनैः प्रजानामीशानस्त्रिपुरमथनः पञ्चभिरपि न षड्भिः सेनानी दशशतमुखैरप्यहिपतिः तदान्येषां केषां कथय कथमस्मिन्नवसरः
He is putting it in the form of a question. Let us see. First, he is making a statement, then he is putting a question. Now he is saying, now he is starting with the overall glory, the splendor of Devi. Bhavani sotum tvam prabhavati chaturbhir navadanaihi prajanam ishanaha. O Bhavani, the consort of Bhava, consort of Parameshwara, or you are yourself the creator of all these universes. Consort of Parameshwara is one meaning. You are yourself the female. Creator can be male, creator can be female, isn't it? If it is a male, you call him Bhava. If it is a female, you call him Bhavani. If it is the male, you call him Shiva. If it is a female, you call him Shivani. If it is a male, you call him Rudra. If it is a female, you call him Rudrani. Not necessarily the consort of Rudra, consort of Shiva or consort of Bhava. So this is another beautiful way of praising Devi. Bhavani sotum tvam prabhavati prajanam ishanaha. Prajanam ishanaha is Brahma. He is called Prajapati because he is the one who has created all the universes, isn't it? All the prajas. Praja does not mean only human beings. Praja includes all kinds of creation, all devas, all charanas, all gandharvas, all brahmalokavasis, all trees, all mountains, everything is a praja as far as he is concerned. Everything has got a jiva. Don't think that these trees and mountains don't have jiva. They are there for a purpose. So every created being has got a purpose. Now purpose is known only to Brahma. Such a vast universe he is creating, how great he must be. With the sole support of Vedas that we saw before, he creates. So he is Prajanam Ishanaha, he is the Lord of all the created beings. So Chaturbhihi Vadanaihi, he has got 4 faces and with 4 mouths. Swam stotum prabhavati. He starts to praise you. He starts to chant your stotras. But he doesn't succeed. Chaturbhihi vadanaihi na prabhavati. Though he starts, he is not able to do it. You may start doing many things, but you may not be able to proceed with it. Now he started, but he cannot proceed. Na prabhavati. Because he finds himself incompetent to expound the glory of Devi even with 4 faces. And 4 faces are constantly chanting Vedas, such a sacred faces, such a sacred mouths. Now he is not able to go anywhere near expounding the glory of Devi. Then we will go to Shiva now. Tripura Masanaha Panchabhirapi. Tripura Masanaha, one who is Parameshwara, who is the destroyer of Tripuras. Panchabhir Api, even with 5. He had only 4, Brahma. Now Shiva has got 5. Vamadeva, Sadyojata, Aghora, Tatpurusha, Ishana. There are 5 faces. Now all these 5 faces he is using for praising Devi and he is also failing. Na Prabhavati applies to him also. He started, but he could not complete. He could not proceed. The interesting point is he destroyed Tripura in no time. Ardhakshanati we saw in Shivananda Lahari. Half a second he took for destroying Tripurasuras. But same Shiva, same energy, same competence, he came and started praising Devi. He could not proceed at all. Na Shadbhis Senani. Senani is the name of Subramanya. At the time when this Shura Padma, Tarakasura and Asuras were tormenting the Devas for many yugas. Parameshwara had given a very special boon to these asuras that they will rule the universe for 108 yugas, 108 Chatur yugas. You can imagine. One Chatur yuga is 45 lakh human years. So, such a long time they were suffered. Look at the patience with which these people have suffered. Now, we cannot endure suffering for 2 minutes. We become impatient. 108 yugas and 108 Brahmandas. These are the conditions which Surapadma had imposed. Now they were impatiently hiding in the caves of Meru mountain. We saw it the other day. And then finally they went and pleaded with Parameshwara, they pleaded with Mahavishnu, please protect us, please save us. When the right time came, Parameshwara married Parvati, then Subramanya was born. Then as soon as Subramanya was born, they was rushed to Kailasa and pleaded with Parameshwara, please send him with us. He will be our Senapati. In fact, he will take the position of Devendra. That's what Devendra said. Let him become Devendra. I will become his assistant. I will be his army commander. Then Subramanya intervened and said, Devendra is a position given by Parameshwara to competent people. It is a position earned by merit. After performing 100 Shatakratu, he is known as, after performing 100 yagas, one becomes a Devendra. So that is not an ordinary thing to be bartered away. So he said, Subramanya Swami, in all generosity, he said, no, you continue to be Devendra, I will be your army commander. That is what is referred to here as Senani, the army commander, the one who led the Senani, the one who led the Deva army against Surapadma and other Asuras. Now, Subramanya turned now because he has got 6 faces. We saw 4 faces, we saw 5 faces, now we are seeing 6 faces. 6 mouths, he started and he also could not proceed. Na shadbhis tenanihi dashashata mukhairap ahipatihi. Ahipati is Adishesha, the lord of serpents. Ahi means serpent. The lord of serpents, because there is no greater serpent than Adishesha. There are many serpents mentioned in our Shastras. Karkotaka, Vasuki, there are many are there. They are all residents of Patalaloka, Nagaloka. Now, Adishesha is supporting this earth, and this earth is standing on his head like a mustard seed. Look at that. This huge earth is like a mustard seed. What must be his form? What must be his capacity? That is the capacity of Adishesha. He is holding this earth on his head with the least botheration. It is if somebody puts a piece of mustard on your head, will you feel it? You won't even feel it. That is the same situation with Adishesha. Now that Adishesha, he has got 1,000 mouths. From 6 we have directly gone to 1,000 now. We started with 4, 5, 6. Now we have come to 1,000. Dashashata, 10 into 100. That is 1,000. 1,000 mukhaihi, 1,000 mouths. He tried and he also could not proceed. Now this is the situation. 4, 5, 6,000 all exhausted. Now tada anyesham kesham kathaya katham asmin avasaraha kathaya. Now tell me, anyesham kesham, out of those who remain, for whom, out of those who remain, for whom kesham asmin avasaraha katham. Tell me, where is the occasion? Avasaraha means occasion. Where is the occasion? Avasaraha does not mean the Tamil avasaram, haribari. No. Avasaraha means occasion. Where is the occasion for others to do this praise of Devi, to chant the stotras of Devi? When these great leaders have failed, ordinary human beings, where will they succeed? Where is the question of succeeding? Please tell me. That means what? The glory of Devi, so beautifully put right in the first shloka. Even in the first shloka of Anand Lahari, there part of Saundarya Lahari, we have Katham akrita punyaha prabhavati. Same prabhavati comes there. How the one who does not have enough punya, how can he ever praise you? Katham akrita punyaha prabhavati. Similar idea has been brought out here. There also it started with that, and here also it started like this. So, Prajapati Brahma, who creates all the universes, he tried with his 4 mouths to praise you, to chant your stotra. He could not proceed. Parameshwara, who destroyed Tripuras in no time, he tried with his 5 mouths. He could not proceed. Tenani, Subramanya Swami, who is a special product of Parameshwara for protecting the Devas, he led the army of Devas against the powerful Asuras like Gaurapadma. He also tried with his 6 mouths. He could not succeed. And lastly, Adishesha with his 1,000 mouths. He tried. He also could not proceed. Tada, in this situation, where is the occasion for others? Please tell me. Bhavani sotum tvam prabhavati chaturbhirnavadanaihi prajanam ishanaha tripuramasanaha panchabhirapi न षड्भिस्तेनानीः दशशतमुखैरप्यहिपतिः तदान्येषां केषां कथय कथमस्मिन् अवसरः
घृतक्षीरद्राक्षा मधुमधुरिमाकैरपि पदैः विशिष्यानाख्येयो भवति रसनामात्रविषयः तथा ते सौन्दर्यं परमशिवदृङ्मात्रविषयः कथङ्कारं भ्रूमः सकलनिगमागोचरगुणे.
Now, general glory was described in the first shloka. Now, important aspects of that glory are brought out in the succeeding shlokas. Now, this aspect which is brought out here in this shloka is Saundarya, the beauty of Devi. Saundarya Lahari, there also it is beauty, but there are many other things, not just beauty. So that Saundarya is taken up. Now he is giving a very telling example for this Saundarya. He says, Ghita Kshira Draksha Madhu Madhurima. Madhurima means sweetness. Sweetness of ghee, sweetness of milk, sweetness of grapes, sweetness of honey. He is giving 4 sweet items. Ghee, clarified butter, milk, grape fruits, and honey. The sweetness of these 4 items, kairapi padaihi vishishya anakhyeyaha bhavati. You may employ the best of expressions. Vishishya, kairapi padaihi vishishya. Pada means words. You may try to explain the sweetness of these 4 items with specially chosen words. Kairapi padaihi vishishya. Specially, vishishya, special. Specially chosen words. You may find from the dictionary all kinds of words to describe the sweetness. But anakheyaha bhavati, you have done nothing to explain it because it is unexplainable. Anakheyaha, unutterable, unexplainable. It cannot be explained in words. How can anybody explain sweetness of sugar by words? Unless you taste that sugar, taste that honey. Taste is the only way you can undergo that experience, not by hearing words about the sweetness. That we all commonly know it. So he's giving that common example. Anakheyaha bhavati, it becomes unutterable, beyond the scope of words. Then what is its scope of? Rasana matra vishayaha. Rasana is the tongue. It is the subject, vishayaha. Subject only, matra. It is the subject of only the tongue. Only the tongue can experience the sweetness. The interesting thing is the same tongue does the speaking. While speaking, it failed to convey the sweetness. While tasting, it has experienced the sweetness. Same tongue. The tongue does two functions, isn't it? It is a karmendriya as well as jnanendriya. That is why that the only indriya which does two functions. As karmendriya, it is the function of speaking. As jnanendriya, it does the function of taste. So while speaking, it failed to convey the sweetness. While tasting, yes, it experienced the sweetness. Now, Tatha, in the same manner, Te Saundaryam, your beauty, Paramashiva Dringmatra Vishayaha, just as the sweetness of honey was the subject only for the tongue, similarly, your beauty is the subject only for the eyes of Parameshwara. Paramashiva Drishti Matra, Dringmatra. Dringmatra means Drishti Matra. Drishti is the root, to see. So, only Paramashiva can actually properly see and experience and enjoy your beauty. Nobody else. Even if you go and stand in front of anyone else, they don't have eyes to see and enjoy your beauty. Those eyes are there only with Parameshwara because you need special eyes. In Bhagavad Gita also it comes when Krishna showed his Vishwarupa, Arjuna was blinded. Then Krishna said, I will give you divine eyes. Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. I will give you divine eyes. With those divine eyes, he was able to see the divine universal form, Vishwarupa. Same way, to see the beauty and enjoy the beauty of Devi, ordinary eyes won't do, which others have. Only Parameshwara has got that special eyes. Kathankaram brumaha sakala nigama gochara gune. Sakala nigama agochara gune. Sakala nigama, all Vedas. Agochara gune, your qualities are unknown to all the Vedas, cannot be seen. Agochara means cannot be seen, cannot be experienced by all the Vedas. Even if all the Vedas try, they cannot experience your qualities. What does it mean? Your qualities are immeasurable. Vedas try, no doubt. They have tried. They do talk about your qualities, but that is only a small drop in the ocean. Your qualities are a big ocean. How can anybody do justice? Vedas cannot do justice to those qualities. Kathankaram Brumaha. How can we talk about that? Because Saundarya is also a guna, isn't it? He talked about Saundarya, then he went on to guna, quality. Because Saundarya is also a quality. Devi has got Ananta Kalyana guna, endless qualities. Now, one of the qualities is Saundarya. Now, when Vedas have failed in conveying, in going into all the qualities of Devi, where is the question of Saundarya being expounded by ordinary mortals? Kathankaram Brumaha. How can we explain the beauty? The sweetness of ghee, the sweetness of milk, the sweetness of grapes, the sweetness of honey cannot be uttered, cannot be explained, is unutterable, anaksheyaha, even with use of very specially chosen words, because it is the subject only for the tongue to taste and enjoy. Similarly, your beauty is the subject only for the eyes of Parameshwara, not for anyone else, because all the Vedas have tried and could not expound the qualities of Devi, Agochara. They are unknown, they are not visible to Vedas. In that situation, how can we, ordinary mortals, he is using plural, Kathankaram Brumaha, he is talking about all of us, not only himself, all the humanity. When Vedas have failed, Vedas are the breath of Devi, the breath of Parameshwara. The life breath of Parameshwara, life breath of Devi is Vedas. When they cannot, the life breath cannot expound, cannot understand, cannot explain, how can we ordinary mortals explain? Ghata Kshira Draksha Madhu Madhurima Tairapi Padaihi Vishishyanakheyaha Vishishyanakheyaha Vishishyanakheyo Bhavati Ratanamatra Vishayaha Tatha Te Saundaryam Paramashiva Dhrigmatra Vishayaha Kathankaram Brumaha Sakala Nigama Gochara Gune. I think it is time to we close for the day. The beauty of Ananda Lahari, we will continue to enjoy. We'll continue to dip ourselves in this flood tomorrow evening at 6:30. Please join me. Any questions? Shloka 8. What is the meaning of Indhani? 1 minute. Shloka 8. Indhana Kira Manibandha. Not Indhani, Indhana. Indhana is shining, radiant. The parrot itself is shining. See, anything connected with Devi has got a special radiance. So parrot is also praised for radiance. Next. Any questions?
That's all, Mama. No other
That's all.
doubt.
Okay. So we close for the day, and please join me tomorrow 6:30 p.m. IST. Namah Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Shri Raja Rajeshwarye Jaya Jaya.